Top 7 trendy effects in DaVinci Resolve. So first we gonna start with the blur transition effect. So in the effects, search for the adjustment clip and drag it above your video clip. Now trim down its size around 1 second and place it between the two clips. Now go to the effects again and search for a direction blur and drag it onto the adjustment clip. Now move the playhead between the adjustment clip in the middle and set a keyframe for blur strength at 1.0 and blur angle 0.0. Now go to the first frame and decrease the blur strength to 0. Same with the last frame, decrease the blur strength to 0. Now open the keyframes window and select all the keyframe points and ease in and out. Now drag the two pointers in the middle little bit. Now move your playhead to the middle and add a marker, and now hold option or alt and drag it to make the duplicates and make sure your marker is between the two clips. Shake effect. So in the edit page, go to the effects and in the video transition search for a camera shake. Now drag it between the two clips and in the inspector increase the brightness around 0.37 and set the all refraction value to 0. Now hold option or alt and drag it to make duplicate and place it between the two clips. Blur in text. Now go to the effects and in the title search for text plus and drag down to your timeline. Now open in the Fusion page and in the text box write down your text. You can increase its size a little bit. Now right click here and select the follower. Now go to the modifiers, tap on shading, and first of all we are gonna do the fade in effect. So for the 20 frame we will set a keyframe for opacity 1.0 and at the 0 frame set down the opacity to 0. Now open spline and select all the keyframes and press S. Now drag the right point to the left little bit. Now scroll down in the inspector and adjust the softness value. So for the first frame we are gonna do the X and Y softness to 30, and now go to the 30 frame and decrease the XY softness to 0. Now back to spline and select all the keyframes and press S. Now go to the timing and set the order to left to right and adjust the delay 0. 0.8. Now go to the text and right click here and set the character level styling. Now select the upper text and adjust it font, color or size. I will do the same color here. Now select the lower text and adjust its font and size. Okay. Now increase the tracking little bit It depends on the font you have chosen. Now in the tools, set the edge anchor to in the middle. Now in the layout, set the type to text box and enable the wrap to text box. Now back to text and decrease the spacing between the lines. Now after the text plus, we will add a glow node and increase the glow size to 65. Now back to the edit page. In the inspector, go to the settings and set the composite mode to difference. Speed ramping. So here is our video clip, and now press Ctrl plus R or Command plus R to open time controls. Now think where you want to increase and decrease the speed and click here and add speed points on that particular frame. So here I am going to use that frame for speed remapping, and you can drag the speed points to increase or decrease your speed, or if you can click there and change the speed value like this. I think we need more speed, so we'll do that by sliding the speed points. Now go to the keyframe and open retain speed and select all the keyframes. Now press this icon to ease in and out and drag the sliders to make the animation more smoother. Cinematic glow. So go to the color tab and in the effects search for a glow and drag it to your node. Now set the sign threshold around 0.5 and spread around 1. Now you can choose your color like this, and here we go. Slide effect. So in the edit page, go to the effects window and in the video transition, search for slide. Now drag it between the two clips, and in the inspector, set the preset to slide top down and increase the motion blur all the way to up and set the ease in and out. Now I will trim down the slide effect, and now you can simply pressing alt or option drag it to make the duplicates. And if you facing problem to place the slide effect between the two clips, then you should need to trim down the clip, then it will be easy for you. Zoom in effect. So in the edit page, go to the effects and search for the adjustment clip. Now make the adjustment clip 8 frames long and place it above the video. Now go to the effects again and add a transform effect onto the adjustment clip. Now in the inspector, go to the last frame and set the zoom value to 2 and move the playhead to the first frame and set the zoom value to 1. Now expand the animation and increase the motion blur all the way up. Now hold Option or Alt and drag it to make the duplicates, and you are done. So thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something from this video. And if you learned anything, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.